Derek has lost 50 pounds by becoming bulimic. He feels trapped in a living hell of purging. Here are expert ideas for an escape route for Derek.
Nothing I did was working. The more I tried, the more out of control my eating became. Then, I did something I hadn't tried before. I became a savvy detective and figured things out. If I can do it, so can you. Find out more at solveyouroutofcontroleating.com.
Welcome to Solve Your Out of Control Eating. I'm Michele Holtzberger, a clinical social worker who helps solve real-life eating mysteries, like the ones you'll hear about today. And joining me to discuss this session will be Vickie Todd, child and adult psychoanalyst. We are going to teach you how to solve these mysteries too. So here we go. Step into our virtual office for this brief therapy session, and then stick around afterwards. You'll hear our practical advice and our detective work. Now, here's Derek.
I was in my old neighborhood the other day.
Oh.
I went by my grandma's house, which meant I drove right by where I used to live, where I grew up.
You look so sad, Derek.
I don't like to talk about or even think about any of this. I want it to go away, but it doesn't. There's things I want to forget, but at night, I stay busy during the day, and after work, I go to the gym. I work out so hard thinking it will help me sleep, but then I go home and get in bed, and my mind turns on the horror show.
Horror show? Can you tell me?
It was just me and my mom. She worked, so my uncle took care of me, if that's what you want to call it. Beat me with anything he could get his hands on a regular basis. My dad wasn't around much. He was always in and out of trouble. Eventually, he was locked up for car theft or robbery or something related to drugs. I haven't seen him in years. The last time I saw him, he told me never to trust anyone. That was the extent of his fatherly advice. Everyone in my family is fat. My mom, aunts, uncles, grandma, they have health problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, gout. I suppose that's because we all lived on cereal, fast food, snacks. Nobody ever drank water. It's always juice or pop. On Sundays, we would go over to my grandma's, and she would cook nothing healthy, but at least it was homemade.
Was your grandma kind to you?
Kinda, but even she said things. I remember them talking about my uncle getting in a bad motorcycle accident. I asked her if that was when I was little. She said, "You were never little. You were just young."
When I look at you, well, it's hard to imagine that you were ever overweight.
I was really fat as a kid. I was constantly made fun of, bullied, and beat up. There was some real athletic boys in the neighborhood. I was so slow compared to them. The only thing I was fast at was eating. They called me Fatboy Speedy. Some people still call me that. Fatboy Speedy, how you doing?
Even now?
Yeah, they don't forget. Once a fatso, always a fatso. In school, I was never picked to be on any team. I was always assigned. And everyone on the team would roll their eyes because nobody wanted me. Swimming was the worst. I wore a t-shirt, but everyone could still see my rolls and man boobs. I skipped that class as much as possible, but Mom found out and made me go.
It all sounds so sad.
Yeah, that's the shit that goes through my head at night. My mom didn't help me any. I remember she got me this ugly-ass yellow suit to wear to church for Easter. My cousin started singing "Here Comes the Sun," and I cussed him out at church. Boy, did I get my ass beat for that one when I got home. My cousin and his friends were the ones who bullied me, kicked my ass every chance they got, used to punch me till I cried and then ridicule me. Once they beat me up and I peed all the way down to the ground. Then they wiped my face in it.
Oh, sounds terrible, Derek. Was there anyone who you could turn to for help?
My pastor, but he wasn't always available. I had a real kind speech therapist too. I had a bad stammer, but she really helped me. And she was always checking on all my grades. Told me I was a smart boy and wanted me to go to college and get a job. She told me that so much that I guess I started believing her because I did. When I went away to college, I lost weight eating cafeteria food. Even that was healthier than what we ate. I still ate a lot of junk at night, though. Still do. At night, during the day, I do okay, but at night,
What happens at night, Derek?
that's when the horror show starts. All the bad memories come flooding back like a tidal wave. I can't seem to forget them. I want them to go away. That's when I start eating. I eat up all kinds of junk.
But you're not overweight.
I'm not fat because I'm bulimic. I've been bulimic for the last 10 years. Nobody knows. Just like my dad's in prison, so am I. Bulimia started out okay. I couldn't stop the memories, and the food helped somehow. So did the bulimia. Kept me from getting fat. But now it's a worse hell than my childhood.
Now comes the detective work. Boy, does Derek sound depressed.
Yes, he talks in a monotone. Somehow I can picture his affect, flat. And really, who wouldn't be depressed? He's had a very sad life.
Yes, suffered so much physical and emotional abuse.
And he still does, thanks to the memories which keep him anxious and agitated.
He said the food helps, and I suspect in a comforting way.
Right. But then he gets worried about gaining weight.
Weight that he succeeded in losing.
Thanks to the bulimia, according to him. But now the bulimia has become very problematic.
You know, he must feel trapped. I mean, either in his mind, you know, he feels like he's either going to be fat or bulimic. There's no other way.
I think you're absolutely right. But this is a smart guy. He has to know there are other options, as in healthy eating. But he just can't do that at this point because he's haunted by these old memories.
And stuffing the food down as a distraction.
A distraction that sure isn't working very well, but that isn't the only thing he's stuffing down inside him.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of mad feelings.
Yes, the normal response to abuse is anger, but we're not hearing about mad feelings. We're hearing, not in a verbal way, but in an acting out way, about depression, which we know is anger turned on the self.
So it will become very, very important for him to be aware of his angry feelings.
That's right. He needs to own them and feel them and verbalize them in his treatment in order to work through them.
And the same would be true for our listeners who are feeling depressed.
Right. Go searching for reasons why you would be angry. Who should you be angry at? And why can't you?
And lastly, stop turning it on yourself.
That's right.
Well, that's it for now, but there's more mysteries like Derek's to come. Be sure and give us a like and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a single episode. And share this episode with others. And we'll see you next week.